Jai 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 Hari 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 Bo.
Murkhamika Shudramui Vishayalalasa Vaishnavanyamalaikuri Edekasahasa. I am foolish, low-born, and insignificant. And I always desire the deepest journeys. Yet, by the order of the Vaishnavas, I am greatly enthusiastic to write this transcendental.
மொழிபெயர்ப்பு. நான் ஒரு முட்டாள், நீச்சமானவன், மிகவும் அற்பமானவன், எப்போதும் பௌதிக இன்பத்தினை விரும்புபவன். இருந்தும் வைஷ்ணவர்களின் உத்தரவினால் இந்த தெய்வீக இலக்கியத்தினை எழுதுவதில் பெரும் உற்சாகம் கொண்டுள்ளேன்.
The lotus feet of Sri Rupa Goswami and Jagannath Goswami are my source of strength. Remembering their lotus feet and fulfill all one's desires.
மொழிபெயர்ப்பு. ஸ்ரீ ரூப கோஸ்வாமி மற்றும் ரகுநாத தாச கோஸ்வாமியின் தாமரை திருவடிகளே எனது பலத்திற்கு ஆதாரம். அவர்களது தாமரை திருவடிகளை நினைவு கூறுதல் எல்லா விருப்பங்களையும் பூர்த்தி செய்யும். ஸ்ரீ ரூப மற்றும் ஸ்ரீ ரகுநாதரின் தாமரை திருவடிகளில் வேண்டி அவர்களின் கருணையை எப்போதும் விரும்பி கிருஷ்ணதாசனாகிய நான் அவர்களது அச்சுச்சுவடுகளை பின்பற்றி ஸ்ரீ சைத்தன்ய சரிதாமிர்தத்தினை விளக்குகின்றேன். குரு மற்றும் கிருஷ்ணரின் கட்டளைகளை ஆசிரியர் பெறுவதை விளக்கக்கூடிய ஸ்ரீ சைத்தன்ய சரிதாமிர்தம் ஆதிலீலை 8வது அத்தியாயத்திற்கான பக்தி வேதாந்த பொருளுரைகள் இத்துடன் நிறைவடைகின்றன. ஜெய் ஜெய். ஓம் நமோ பகவதே வாசுதேவாய. ஓம் நமோ பகவதே வாசுதேவாய. ஓம் நமோ பகவதே வாசுதேவாய. நாராயணம் நமஸ்கிருத்யம் நரம் சைவ நரோத்தமம் தேவீம் சரஸ்வதிம் வியாசம் ததோ ஜெயமுதிரஹே. Chapter 25. Surprise Obitreso Nityam Bhagavata Sevayam Tamasloke Bhaktir Bhavadinaistige.
Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 26, Canto 3, Chapter 26. Yat tat sattvagunam swacham santam bhagavataha padam yat ahur vasudevakyam setam tan mahat atmagam Yattat sattvagunam swacham Yattat sattvagunam swacham Santam Bhagavada param Santam Bhagavada param padam Yadahur vasudevakyam Yadahur vasudevakyam Sittam tanmahadatmagam Sittam tanmahadatmagam Yattat sattvagunam swacham Santam Bhagavada padam Yadahur vasudevakyam Sittam tanmahadatmagam Yattat sattvagunam swacham Santam Bhagavada padam Yadahur vasudevakyam Sittam tanmahadatmagam Yattat sattvagunam swacham Santam Bhagavada padam Yatahur vasudevakyam Sittam tanmahadatmagam Yattat sattvagunam swacham Santam Bhagavada padam Yatahur vasudevakyam Sittam tanmahadatmagam Yattat sattvagunam swacham Santam Bhagavada padam Yadahur vasudevakyam Sittam tanmahadatmagam Yat Yenda Tat Anda Sattvagunam Sattvagunam Swacham தெளிவு சாந்தம் சோபர் அமைதி பகவதஹ பரமபுருஷ பகவானின் பதம்
புரிந்து கொள்தலின் நிலை எந்த
which who is called
அழைக்கப்பட்டு
Vasudevakyam by the name Vasudeva.
வாசுதேவரின் பெயரால்
Chitam consciousness.
உணர்வு நிலை
That
அதந்தி
Bhagavatam manifests in the
மகத்தத்துவத்தில் வெளிப்படும்.
Translation purport by Srimad Bhagavatam.
ஜாய்.
Translation: the mode of goodness, which is the clear, sober status of understanding the personality of God, and which is generally called Vasudeva or consciousness, becomes manifest in the heart of God. This is the mode of goodness.
Mode of goodness,
which is the clear,
sober status
of understanding
the personality of Godhead, and which is generally called Vasudeva or consciousness, become manifest in the Mahatattva. மொழிபெயர்ப்பு: சத்துவகுணம் பரமபுருஷ பகவானின் புரிந்து கொள்ளும் தெளிவான அமைதியான நிலை பொதுவாக வாசுதேவர் அல்லது உணர்வு நிலை என்று அழைக்கப்படும் சத்துவகுணம் மகாதத்துவத்தில் வெளிப்படும்.
The Vasudeva manifestation or the status purport by
ஜாய்.
The Vasudeva manifestation or the status of understanding the Supreme Personality of God is called pureness or Shuddha Sattva. In the Shuddha Sattva status, there is no infringement of the other qualities, namely passion and endurance. In the very literature, there is mention of the Lord's expansion as the four personalities of God: Vasudeva, Sankarsana, Pradyumna, and Anita. Here in the reappearance of the Mahatattva, the four expansions of Godhead occur. He who is seated within as super soul expands first as Vasudeva.
பொருளுரை: வாசுதேவ வெளிப்பாடு அல்லது பரமபுருஷ பகவானை புரிந்து கொள்ளும் நிலை தூய சத்துவ குணம் அல்லது சுத்த சத்துவம் என்று அழைக்கப்படுகிறது. சுத்த சத்துவ நிலையில் பிற குணங்களான ரஜஸ், தமஸ் ஆகியவற்றை மீறுதல் இல்லை. வேத இலக்கியத்தில் பகவானின் 4 தனித்தன்மைகளாக பகவானின் விரிவு குறிப்பிடப்படுகிறது. அவை வாசுதேவ, சங்கர்ஷன, பிரத்யும்ன மற்றும் அனிருத்த ஆகும். இங்கு மகாதத்துவத்தின் மறுதோற்றத்தில் பகவானின் 4 விரிவுகள் நிகழ்கின்றன. பரமாத்மாவாக உள்ள அமர்ந்திருக்கும் அவர் வாசுதேவராக முதலில் விரிவடைகிறார்.
The Vasudeva stage is free from infringement by material desires and is the status in which one can understand the Supreme Personality of God, or the objective which is described in the Bhagavad Gita as Adbhuta. This is another feature of Mahatattva. The Vasudeva expansion is also called Krishna consciousness. For it is free from all deepness of material passion and ignorance. This clear state of understanding helps one to know the Supreme Personality of God. The Vasudeva status is also explained in Bhagavad Gita as Kshetrajna, which refers to the knower of the field of activities as well as the superknower. The living being who has occupied a particular type of body knows that body, but the superknower Vasudeva knows not only a particular type of body but also the field of activities in all the different varieties of bodies. In order to be situated in clear consciousness or Krishna consciousness, one must worship Vasudeva. Vasudeva is Krishna alone, and when Krishna or Vishnu is alone, without the accompaniment of his internal energy, he is Vasudeva. When he is accompanied by his internal potency, he is called Varadisha. To To have clear consciousness of Krishna consciousness, one has to worship Vasudeva. It is also explained in Bhagavad Gita that after many births, one surrenders to Vasudeva. It's a great soul, it's very rare.
வாசுதேவ நிலை ஜட ஆசைகளால் தொல்லைகளிலிருந்து விடுபட்டது. இது பரமபுருஷ பகவானை புரிந்து கொள்ளும் நிலை அல்லது அற்புதமாக பகவத்கீதையில் வர்ணிக்கப்படும் குறிக்கோள் ஆகும். இது மகா தத்துவத்தின் மற்றொரு இயல்பாகும். வாசுதேவ விரிவும் கிருஷ்ணர் பற்றிய உணர்வு நிலை எனப்படுகிறது. ஏனென்றால் இது ஜட உலக ரஜஸ் தமஸின் எல்லா சாயல்களிலிருந்தும் விடுபட்டது. இதனை புரிந்து கொள்ளும் தெளிவான நிலை பரமபுருஷ பகவானை அறிய உதவுகிறது. இந்த வாசுதேவ நிலை பகவத்கீதையில் சேத்ரக்ன என்று வழங்கப்படுகிறது. இது செயல்களின் களத்தை அறிந்தவர் மற்றும் எல்லாம் தெரிந்தவர் என்பதை குறிக்கிறது. ஒரு குறிப்பிட்ட உடலை ஆக்கிரமிக்கும் உயிர் அந்த உடலை அறிந்து கொள்ளும். ஆனால் எல்லாம் அறிந்தவராக வாசுதேவர் அந்த குறிப்பிட்ட உடலை மட்டும் அல்லாமல் எல்லா வேறுபட்ட வகைகளையும் கொண்ட உடல்களின் செயல்களையும் களத்தை தெரிந்தவர். தெளிவான உணர்வு நிலை அல்லது கிருஷ்ணரை பற்றிய உணர்வு நிலையில் அமையும் பொறுத்து ஒருவர் வாசுதேவரை வழிபட வேண்டும். வாசுதேவர் என்பவர் கிருஷ்ணரே ஆவார். கிருஷ்ணர் அல்லது விஷ்ணு அவருடைய உள்ளார்ந்த ஆற்றலின் துணையின்றி தனித்திருந்தால் அவர் வாசுதேவர். அவர் தன்னுடைய உள்ளார்ந்த ஆற்றலுடன் இருக்கும் பொழுது அவர் துவாரகாதீச எனப்படுகிறார். தெளிவான உணர்வு நிலை அல்லது கிருஷ்ணர் பற்றிய உணர்வு நிலை கொள்ள ஒருவர் வாசுதேவரை வழிபட வேண்டும். பல பிறவிகளுக்கு பின்னர் ஒருவர் வாசுதேவரிடம் சரணடைகிறார் என்று பகவத்கீதையிலும் விளக்கப்பட்டுள்ளது. அம்மாதிரி சிறந்த ஆத்மாவை உலகில் காண்பது மிக அரிது.
In order to get away from the false ego, one has to worship Sankarshana. Sankarshana is also worshipped through Lord Shiva. The snakes which cover the body of Lord Shiva are representations of Sankarshana. And Lord Shiva is always absorbed in meditation of Sankarshana. One who is actually a worshipper of Lord Shiva as a devotee of Sankarshana can be released from faults, material ego. If one wants to get free from mental disturbances, one has to worship individual God. For this purpose, worship of the moon planet is also recommended in the daily meditation. Similarly, to be fixed in one's intelligence, one has to worship the Krishna, who is reached through the worship of Dharma. These matters are explained in the daily meditation.
போலி ஆளுமையிலிருந்து விடுதலை பெற ஒருவர் சங்கர்சனரை வழிபட வேண்டும். சங்கர்சனரும் சிவனின் மூலம் வழிபட பெறுகிறார். சிவபெருமானின் உடலை மூடியுள்ள பாம்புகள் சங்கர்சனரை குறிப்பிடுவன ஆகும். சிவபெருமான் சங்கர்சனரை பற்றிய தியானத்தில் எப்போதும் ஆழ்ந்திருக்கிறார். சிவபெருமானை உண்மையில் வழிபடுபவர் சங்கர்சனரின் பக்தராக போலியான ஜட ஆளுமையிலிருந்து விடுபட முடியும். ஒருவர் மன தொல்லைகளிலிருந்து விடுதலை பெற அவர் அனிருத்தரை வழிபட வேண்டும். இந்த நோக்கத்திற்காக சந்திரனை வழிபட வேத இலக்கியத்தில் பரிந்துரைக்கப்படுகிறது. அதுபோல ஒருவர் அறிவு கூர்மையில் நிற்க அவர் பிரம்மாவை வழிபடுவதன் மூலம் பிரத்யும்னரை வழிபட வேண்டும். இவை வேத இலக்கியத்தில் விளக்கப்பட்டுள்ளன. தஸ்மை ஸ்ரீ குரவே நமः. முகம் கரோதி வாசாலம் பங்கும் லங்கேதே கிரிம் யத் கிருபா தமகம் வந்தே ஸ்ரீ குருதினதாரிணம் பரமானந்த மாதவம் ஸ்ரீ சைதன்ய ஈஸ்வரம். நம ஓம் விஷ்ணுபாதாய கிருஷ்ணபிருஷ்டாய பூதலே
निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. योऽन्त प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधर सुधाम्नां अन्यां सहस्रचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् Pranam Bhagavade Purushaya Tutyam Yattat Sattugunam Swacham Shantam Bhagavada Padam Yadahur Vasudevakyam Chittam Tan Mahatatmakam. So here it is mentioned, after manifesting Mahatattva, Krishna expanded into 4 forms: Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Aniruddha and Pradyumna. Actually, these 4 expansions are the link of material world to the spiritual world, Vaikuntha planet. மகத்தத்துவம் உருவாக்கின பிறகு பகவான் வந்து 4 திவ்யமான உருவங்களை எடுத்தாங்க. அது 4க்கும் 4 பேர்: வாசுதேவா, வாசுதேவன், சங்கர்ஷணன், பிரத்யும்ன, அனிருத்தான்னு பேர். ஆக்சுவலாக இது 4 பேரும் தான் ஜட உலகத்துக்கும் ஆன்மீக உலகத்துக்கும் உள்ள லிங்க், பந்தம். Otherwise, all material world will be useless if these 4 expansions are not there. Because material world is full of matter. And as spirit soul, we cannot interfere with matter. If you get some buttermilk and they give you some, what do you call, something like dal. Simply by mixing it, it won't get mixed. Isn't it? You cannot mix simply. Buttermilk and dal cannot be mixed. Third, dal has to be ground or something. You put it together also, buttermilk will be buttermilk, dal will be dal. So we have nothing to do with material world. We cannot interact with material world without the presence of these 4 deities: Sankarshana, Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Aniruddha, Pradyumna. These 4 deities. இப்போ கொஞ்சம் மோர் கொஞ்சம் கோல் ரெண்டும் சேர்த்து மிக்ஸ் பண்ணி கொடுக்கச்சுன்னா மிக்ஸ் பண்ண முடியாது. இது சாலிடாக இருக்குது, அது லிக்விடாக இருக்குது, மிக்ஸ் ஆக முடியாது. அதே மாதிரி ஜட உலகத்தில் ஆன்மீகமாக இருக்கக்கூடிய ஆத்மாவுக்கு எந்த வேலையும் இல்லை, ஒன்றும் செய்யவும் முடியாது. அந்த கலக்கணும், சேர்ந்து வேலை செய்யணும் அப்படின்னா என்ன செய்யணும்? இந்த 4 பேர் வேணும்: வாசுதேவா, Sankarshana, Aniruddha, Pradyumna. Some cooking is required. To mix the dal and buttermilk, some cooking is required. You have to boil the dal, then you have to put it in the mixie, mix it up, and then mix it. It will look like dal buttermilk, which is still, the dal will maintain its identity, the buttermilk will maintain its identity, even how much ever you may mix it up. அதான் மோரும் கோல்ல மிக்ஸ் பண்ணோன்னா கொஞ்சம் வேலை செய்யணும். கோல்ல வேக வச்சு மிக்சியில் அடித்து அது மிக்ஸ் பண்ணாலும் கோலோட டேஸ்ட்டு வேறு இருக்கும், மோரோட டேஸ்ட்டு வேறு இருக்கும், மிக்ஸ் ஆகாது, தனித்தனியாக இருக்கும். So, when we come into the material world, we have to have mind, intelligence, ego, senses. These are 4 things that are required. The soul comes in to the material world and then it gets contaminated by 3 modes of material nature. That contamination is not possible unless these deities are there. So the devotees, means the soul, they will need four things. One is their identity, ego. Another one is their identity, ego, intelligence and mind. These four things are required. So Vasudeva represents consciousness. Without Vasudeva, we cannot be conscious of anything. So consciousness is representation of Vasudeva. And then without Sankarshana, we cannot have ego. The ego is represented by Sankarshana. And intelligence is represented by Aniruddha. Yeah. When your mind is disturbed, mind is supposed by Aniruddha, intelligence is by Pradyumna. These are the four deities. So we cannot see, we cannot take the mind, we cannot see the mind. We can do an operation, remove the heart, remove the lungs, remove the intestines, remove everything inside. But we cannot remove mind, we cannot remove intelligence, we cannot remove ego. Because it is not matter, it is anti-matter. It is something that connecting consciousness to matter. இதெல்லாம் தனியாக எடுத்து மைண்ட் மனசை தனியாக பார்க்க முடியுமா? புத்தியை தனியாக பார்க்க முடியுமா? தனியாக எடுத்து வைக்க முடியாது. இதெல்லாம் இருக்கு. உணர்வை உண்மையான உணர்வை இந்த ஜட உலகத்தோட சேர்த்து வைக்கிறதுக்காக இதெல்லாம் தேவைப்படும். மனசு, புத்தி, அகங்காரம், புலன்கள் இதெல்லாம் தேவைப்படும். So the Lord is very kindly giving us all facilities to see materially, to feel materially, to think materially, to understand the matter, to understand I misidentify myself with this body. All these facilities are given. Even to say there is no God, God is required. God's help is required. Even to say, I don't believe in God. In order not to believe also, God's permission is required. His help is required. So the mind is making maps of the material world. Thinking, feeling, willing, acceptance, rejectance. These are the functions of mind. The mind is functioning because the soul is having that faculty of mind. The soul is having the faculty of intelligence. Therefore, material intelligence is working, brain is working. The soul is egoistic. The soul is capable of identifying itself with something, either as the servant of the Lord or as material body. So therefore there is consciousness. These things are possible only because of the Lord's blessings. பகவானுடைய ஆசீர்வாதத்தில் தான் இதெல்லாம் முடியுது. மனசால் நினைக்க முடியுது, புத்தியால் புரிஞ்சிக்க முடியுது, அகங்காரத்தினால நான் இவன் நினைக்க முடியுது. இதெல்லாம் பகவானுடைய கருணை. பகவான் இல்லை சொல்கிறதுக்கும் பகவானுடைய கருணை வேணும். அவர் கொடுத்த இந்த ஃபேக்கல்ட்டி தேவை, இந்த ஃபெசிலிட்டி தேவை, வசதிகள். மனசு, புத்தி, அகங்காரம்லாம் பகவான் கொடுத்த வசதி, ஜட உலகத்தில் உழைக்கிறதுக்கு கொடுத்த வசதி. Mind, intelligence, ego, all these things are given by the Lord in order for us to survive in the material world. Without mind, we cannot work. Without body, we cannot work. Without intelligence, we cannot work. Without ego, we cannot work. These things are required. Imagine we don't have the body. What we can do? உடம்பே இல்லைன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க, என்ன பண்ண முடியும் இந்த உலகத்தில்? எப்படி நகர்த்த முடியாது, அதுக்கு கை வேணும், ஒர்க்கிங் சென்ஸ். ஒரு விஷயம் படிக்க முடியாது, ஒரு விஷயம் கேட்டு புரிஞ்சிக்க முடியாது, ஒன்றும் பண்ண முடியாது. நத்திங் இஸ் பாசிபிள் வித்தவுட் த பாடி அண்ட் வித்தவுட் த மைண்ட். ஸோ கிருஷ்ணா இஸ் கிவிங் all these faculties, facilities to live in this material world. What all facilities he is giving for the living entity? First of all, giving the body. Along with the body there are senses, then there is mind, then there is intelligence, ego, all these things are there. And all these things belong to the consciousness. If the consciousness is proper, these things will be utilized in the service of Krishna. If the consciousness is material, everything will be utilized in the service of the body without Krishna, minus Krishna. That is the test. Everything is available. We simply have to use it in the service of Krishna. So that is why Prabhupada has named the society Society for Krishna Consciousness. அதனால தான் உணர்வு அகல என்ன தமிழில் கிருஷ்ண பக்தி ஏக்கம். அது இது கான்ஷியஸ்னஸ் வரல. கிருஷ்ண பக்திங்கிறது கிருஷ்ணா கான்ஷியஸ்னஸுக்கு வச்சாச்சு. உணர்வு, கிருஷ்ண உணர்வு, அந்த கிருஷ்ண உணர்வு சங்கம்னு பிரபாத வச்சதுக்கு காரணம் உணர்வு தான் எல்லாம். இந்த உணர்வு ஜட உணர்விலேருந்து ஆத்மீக உணர்வாக மாற்றுறது, அதான் டெக்னிக், அதான் பக்திங்கிறது. வாட் இஸ் பக்தி? பக்தி மீன்ஸ் converting the material consciousness to Krishna consciousness. We will be using everything, we will be doing everything as usual. As a devotee also, we will be eating, sleeping, mating, defending. As a non-devotee also, we will be doing all these things. But what is different? Difference is consciousness. When we become Krishna conscious, all activities are meant for the pleasure of Krishna. எல்லாமே செய்யும், பக்தனாக இருந்தாலும் சரி, பக்தன் இல்லாமல் இருந்தாலும் சரி. சாப்பிட்றது, தூங்குறது, குழந்தைய பெறுறது, இதெல்லாம் பண்ணித்தான் ஆகணும். ஆனால் நம்ம கிருஷ்ண உணர்வோடு இருக்கும்போது அதெல்லாம் பகவானுடைய இஷ்டத்துக்காக, பகவானுக்காக செய்கிறோம், நமக்காக செய்யலை. அது கிருஷ்ணா கான்ஷியஸ்னஸ், Krishna unarvu. So here Prabhupada is giving a tip. Prabhupada is saying if somebody is having too much of false ego, what he should do? He should worship Sankarshana. Prabhupada is saying Sankarshana is in the material world, Sankarshana expands as Lord Shiva. So people with too much of ego, they worship Lord Shiva. What is an example for egoistic people? What do we call them? Somebody is too much egoistic, what do you call them? Ishwaroham, aham bhogi. What is that? Asura. Somebody is having too much of false ego, he is known as Asura. Hiranyakashipu and all that. So we also have asuratvam, we also have that demoniac tendency. That's why we feel hurt. When somebody says, hey, somebody is calling us, hey monkey, come here, you're a monkey. We feel hurt. Our ego is feeling hurt. Why? Because we are not monkey, we have not become monkey. But this fellow is treating me not like a human being, he is calling me monkey. Our ego gets hurt. That means demoniac quality is there. That is there. That is why the demons worship Lord Shiva. And what do Lord Shiva do? By worshipping Lord Shiva, what happens? Ego reduces. Demons get so much bombarded, their ego goes away. False ego is such a big problem, Like Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha. Lord had to incarnate himself to remove the false ego. So we have to actually worship Lord Shiva if we have so much false ego. Prabhupada எனக்கு ஒரு டிப்பு கொடுக்குறாரு. ரொம்ப அகங்காரம், மித்திய அகங்காரம், பொய் அகங்காரம் நிறைய இருந்தால் என்ன செய்யணும்? சிவபெருமானை சேவிக்க சொல்கிறாங்க. இதனால தான் சிவபெருமானை சேவிக்கிறவங்க யார் தெரியுமா? அசுரர்களை தான் சேவிப்பாங்க. சிவபெருமான் வைஷ்ணவன் இருந்தாலும் கூட அசுரர்களெல்லாம் போய் சிவபெருமானை சேவிப்பாங்க. என்ன? தாங்க முடியாத அகங்காரம், பொய் அகங்காரம். சிவபெருமான் என்ன பண்ணுவார்? அந்த பொய் அகங்காரத்தை கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமாக கிளியர் பண்ணுவார். சின்ன குழந்தைகள் ரொம்ப அடம் பிடிச்சி அழுகும்போது என்ன செய்யும்? கொஞ்சம் நேரத்துக்கு அது கொடுக்கும். எனக்கு செல்ஃபோன் வேணும்னு சொல்லி அடம் பிடிக்கும்போது கொஞ்சம் நேரத்தை கொடுத்துட்டு என்ன பண்ணும்? வேறு ஏதோ காமிச்சு திருப்பி எடுத்துருவாங்க. அதே மாதிரி சிவபெருமான் அசுரர்களுக்கு ஏகப்பட்ட ஆசைக்குள்ளவங்க தான் அசுரர்கள். பௌதிக ஆசை, ஜட ஆசைகள். அவங்களுடைய ஆசைகளை பூர்த்தி பண்ணி கொடுத்துட்டு மெதுவாக அவங்கள ப்யூரிஃபை பண்ணுவாங்க. அதிலிருந்து சுத்தம் பண்ணி கொண்டுடுவாங்க சிவபெருமான். The demons go and worship Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva fulfills his desire. And slowly, fulfilling that desire, slowly, they become, relaxed of false ego. Slowly they get out of false ego. That's what Lord Shiva does. That is why Prabhupada is mentioning, you go and worship Lord Shiva. He is saying the snakes on the body of Lord Shiva is representing Sankarsana. False ego will go. What is the snake famous for? Snake doesn't have teeth. Snake will always swallow, gulp. Snake won't eat. Similarly, the ego is compared to snake. It swallows everything around you. Everything is for me. This is for me. That is for me. Oh, that is nice. It's for me. It's for me. Everything is for me. Selfishness. This is the ego. So they think nobody else should be allowed to do anything except me. I am the person. Ego. Swallowing opportunities. Swallowing other people's feelings, swallowing everything. Ego, so much of ego. I want to swallow everything. So that's why Lord Shiva is keeping them together. So they even don't swallow the whole world. You just go and worship Lord Shiva, you will fulfill the desire. So if you want to fulfill some material desire out of false ego, worship Lord Shiva. Then what do Lord Shiva do? He will give in such a way that he will not desire it anymore. He will give it in such a way that the person who is asking will not ask for that thing anymore. He will get purified after desire. That is why they say, if you want to get a good wife, go and worship Lord Shiva. He will give such a good wife, you will not desire to marry anymore. My God, that's enough. You get purified. So this way, material desire is like that. When you get, if you don't get, you are worried. If you get it also, you are more worried. You have no money, you have suffering. You have so much money, you have more suffering. You have little sense gratification. I don't have sense gratification. I am worried. You have enough sense gratification, more sense gratification, and also we are doomed. So this is the nature of desire, and that desire is a source of false ego. And because of that false ego, people suffer like anything. So if you go and worship Lord Shiva, pacify you by fulfilling your desire in such a way that you will not desire anymore. நிறைய ஜட ஆசைகள் இருந்தீங்கன்னா சிவபெருமானை போய் கும்பிட சொல்லுவாங்க. சிவபெருமான் என்ன பண்ணுவார்? அந்த ஆசைகளை பூர்த்தி பண்ணுவார். எப்படி பூர்த்தி பண்ணுவார்? இனிமே அந்த காரியம் கேட்கவே மாட்டோம். மை காட். ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ ஜெகநாத் பலதேவ் சுப்ரமாயி கி ஜெய். காசு இருந்தால் கஷ்டம், காசு இல்லாட்டி கஷ்டம், இருந்தால் அதோட கஷ்டம். புலன்பம் கிடைச்சா கஷ்டம், கிடைக்காட்டி அதோட கஷ்டம். இந்த மாதிரி பார்த்திங்கன்னா இந்த ஜட உலகத்தில் எல்லாமே கஷ்டமானது தான். அந்த கஷ்டங்களுக்கு இருந்து வருதுன்னு கேட்டால் அந்த ஆசையிலிருந்து வருது. அந்த ஆசை தான் நம்மளோட அகங்காரம். அகங்காரத்தினால தான் ஆசைகள் வருது. அப்போ ஆசைகளை பகவான் என்ன பண்ணுவார், சிவபெருமான் என்ன பண்ணுவார், கொடுப்பார். கொடுத்ததுக்கு பிறகு இதுதான் கேட்டனா அப்படின்ட்டு இருக்கும். தேவையே இல்லை சே அப்படின்ட்டு. ஆனால் அந்த ஆசை பூர்த்தி பண்ண என்னாகும், மறுபடியும் அந்த விஷயத்துக்காக ஆசையே பட மாட்டோம். அப்படியே நம்ம தூய்மை அடையும். இதனால் சங்கர்ஷனா வர்ஷிப் பண்ணால், if you worship Sankarsana, your false ego will get cured. And our intelligence will be fixed by worshipping Pradyumna. Our mind will be fixed by worshipping Aniruddha. புத்தியை தூய்மை அடையிறதுக்கு பிரதிமனை பண்ணணும், பூஜை பண்ணணும். இதுக்கு மனசுக்கு அனிருத்தா. Aniruddha, the word itself is very peculiar. Aniruddha means, the mind is bringing in so many desires. Ruddha means stop. Aniruddha, when you worship, all these unnecessary, unwanted desires will get stopped. In the Sanskrit word Pratirodha. Pratirodha means, what? Defending yourself. Rodha means stop, defend yourself. Aniruddha means, if you worship Lord Aniruddha means you stop thinking materially. Anu means anudhavanam, falling, running behind. Anushīlanam, bhakti anushīlanam. What is it? Anushīlanam bhakti ruchyate. Krishna anushīlanam bhakti ruchyate. Anushīlanam means training ourselves. Anushīlanam means training for favorable things for Krishna. What is favorable? To train our mind by thinking favorably to Krishna. It's called Anushīlanam. So Aniruddha means we have to stop all those who opposes our Krishna consciousness. All those desires that arising in the mind. Ruddha means, Ruddha அப்படின்னா நிப்பாட்டுறது. அனிருத்தா அப்படின்னா இந்த பௌதிகமான விஷயங்கள், ஆசைகள் மனசுக்கு வரும்போது அதை நிப்பாட்டுறதுக்கு அனிருத்தனை வர்ஷிப் பண்ண சொல்கிறார். In this way. So, without mind, there is no desire. Without desire, there is no life, there is no activity. There is no intelligence required, there is no mind. If somebody is mentally disabled, his intelligence is of any use? Mentally disabled. Intelligence cannot be used without intelligence, without mind. So these things are faculties of Atma, the soul, our faculties of thinking, feeling, willing, acceptance, rejectance, remembering, studying, learning new things, and understanding that I am Krishna's servant, maintaining that consciousness, real ego. All these things are with Atma. But when it comes to material world, it requires all these different facilities. Mind, intelligence, ego. These are all instruments. Subtle body. So the subtle body need to be purified. Because subtle body is the connection between gross body and Krishna. And the subtle body, slowly when the subtle body gets purified, then Atma gets purified. We are working the other way around. If the consciousness is pure, subtle body is pure. Subtle body is pure, body is pure. But now we cannot directly clean our consciousness. So we are using the instrument of our body for cleaning our consciousness. So with body, Rishikena, Rishikesha Sevana, Bhakti Ruchine. So in order to get to Bhakti, what we do? We work from, there's an experiment called flywheel, right? In physics, with flywheel, you get readings, and then finally you get the answer by applying the formulas. Flywheel is a thing to find out what is the gravitational force. So we know what is gravitational force. So what we do is we work from result 9.8. In order to get that, we have to have these readings. In order to get that, we have to do this. So without doing the experiment, we can get 9.8. Very difficult, but that's, if you don't know how to do that experiment, you have to only do that. Similarly, work from backside. So utilize the body, purify the body by seeing Krishna, hearing about Krishna, chanting Krishna's name, smelling Krishna's flower, offer to prasadam, eating prasadam, chanting the holy name. By doing all that, the body gets purified along with the subtle body. When the body is purified and subtle body is purified, then consciousness is purified automatically. If you keep in touch with something, you get that quality, right? When you put the lamp, what you will do? Light the lamp. You keep the lamp there. Put wicks, put oil, and then take matchbox, lit it up, and then take it to the wick, right? Keep it next to the wick. How long you have to keep? Some time you have to keep. Then that fire gets into that, and that becomes fire. Similarly, consciousness. For a lamp, we need lamp is required, oil is required, wick is required, matchbox is required. Similarly, for consciousness, we need our body. For Krishna, we need our body to perform devotional service, and we need our oil. Here, oil is mind. Mind. We need the wick, intelligence, and then we need ego. Oil is required, wick is required. Ego is like the tip of the wick has to be wet little bit with the oil. Otherwise it's difficult to catch fire. Then we need matchbox, some devotee to give you fire up. The devotee will come and talk to you about Krishna, and then keep for some time, be with that devotee, you will become Krishna conscious. So this is required. We need all the faculties to be cleaned. Krishna consciousness is nothing but a cleaning up process. It cleaned up, and we become Krishna conscious. Jai. Little dry subject, but we need to know this. Srimad Bhagavatam ki kelvigal edarka. Questions, comments. Srila Prabhupada ki Gaura Premanande. Yeah. Yeah, that is why Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the essence of all that. You worship in the sense, you have to worship Sankarshana in the Lord Shiva in the sense. There are three ways of worship. One is by, with lot of material desires, go and do puja, agarbatti and all. That is one worship. Another type of worship is to try to understand the function. Try to understand who is Lord Shiva. That's a worship. Who is Lord Shiva? For what Lord Shiva has come? Krishna has taken the Guna Avatara of Lord Shiva. For what? These things we understand. This is also worshipping. And then you try to, purify that ego. That's a worshipping Lord Shiva. By chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, actually you are worshipping Lord Shiva also. Why? Because that function is getting cleared. So you can be served in 2-3 different ways, many ways. One thing is to purchase and give you a set of dress. Then you can be fed some prasadam. Then you can be given whatever facilities you desire. These are all service only. When the child is somewhere, Prabhupada tells a story of Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur's story. One child was taken to a festival place, and so many people, lakhs of people assembled in that festival place, and that small child got separated from the father. Child is crying. Now there are so many ways you can make the child happy. By giving a toffee, you can make the child happy. By giving something to play with, you can be making him happy. By giving him something to eat, he'll be happy. But all that happiness is temporary happiness. And the ultimate happiness can be given to him only when he is his father is identified and given back to him. The father will look after him for the rest of his life. So similarly, there are so many ways to serve that boy, that child. One way is to give him some toffee, give him something like this. The best method is to take him back to his father. Similarly, you can worship demigods in so many different ways, but all those things are temporary. The best method is to chant the holy name of Krishna, then all those things are all inclusive. That is why Madhvacharya mentioned Kalaudu Namamatrena Puchide Bhagavan Hari. Krishna can be worshipped in Kali Yuga only by chanting his holy name. The demigods can be worshipped. See, demigod in charge of eyes. What is the best way to serve the demigod? By looking at the form of the Lord. The demigod will be happy. The demigod who is controlling the taste buds. What is the best way to serve him? How he can be made happy? By feeding prasadam, offering prasadam to him. What is the best way you can satisfy the presiding deity of the ears? By hearing the holy name, by hearing Krishna Katha, Bhagavatam. So that is why if you worship Krishna, it is equal to having worshipped everybody. Yasmin tushte jagat tushta. The whole world will become, whole universe will become happy with you if you are engaged in his service. So are we not worshipping Lord Shiva, who is his main headache is to control the ego of these people. Demons, they go, it's such a difficult job for Lord Shiva to control. So much so that the ego sometimes attack him only, attack Lord Shiva only. You have the story of Bhasmasura. So the Asura, the demon went and asked Lord Shiva, please give me a boon. Whomever I touch on the head, they should become ashes. Lord Shiva said, Tathastu. Because only too much ego will be satisfied only by giving it. Sometimes the children will become so adamant, only if you give that, the child will be happy. So Lord Shiva said, Tathastu. Okay, Baba. You touch everybody and kill them, make them to ashes. And then the demon first went to Lord Shiva. Let me touch and see you. I don't know whether you are lying or not. How to believe you? Now I will first touch your head, make you ash. Then I will believe I have this power. That demon said this. So for Lord Shiva to manage this kind of demons is very difficult. So false ego is such a thing to control. So if you think that I am the servant of Krishna, Lord Shiva said, one fellow is less for me, -1. This fellow has become Krishna conscious. So Lord Shiva is worshipped by understanding that I am eternal servant of Krishna. So we are trying to worship Lord Shiva, trying to understand I am eternal servant of Krishna. That is like trying to worship Lord Shiva. You will get all the blessings of Lord Shiva. Once one sannyasi Maharaj came to our temple. That day was Vinayaka Chaturthi. And there is a huge Vinayaka deity somewhere near Coimbatore. So many people come. From all over the place people come to worship. So we also go there. We go with books. We do some kirtan. We give books. And then some devotees were actually, even though they were in our kirtan party, they were trying to get a glimpse of like Vinayaka because he wanted to pray something to Ganesha at that time. So Maharaj said, wait, look at this. There are thousands of people. Each one is asking for something from Lord Ganesha. Give me this, give me this, give me this. Ganpati Bappa Moria. Give me this, give me that. So Lord Ganesha will be so much disturbed by these people. Thousands of people asking thousands of things. And in between, if you see one devotee chanting Hare Krishna, whom will he look first? You tell me, that Maharaj asked. These people don't want anything from me. They are simply chanting, they are happy. So they are glorifying the Lord. Lord Ganesha's mercy will be first given to us only. Because we are trying to please Krishna. We are not disturbing him. Asking for this, that. If somebody keep asking you, you go out to the road, somebody is harming you. You feel disturbed, right? He has not beaten you, he has not spoken bad words to you, he is not doing anything to you, but still you feel disturbed by that fellow. Why? Because he is, please, give me. So, may imagine thousands of people go and asking Ganesha. And he will say, move, move, move. They are chanting Hare Krishna there. We are sitting far. They are standing far and doing kirtan. And he said, Vinayaka is seeing us only first. Because we are the most comfortable people to deal with. Because you don't ask for anything. We say Hare Krishna. Even to Vinayaka we say Hare Krishna. We wish him happy birthday. We wish Hare Krishna to him. He will be most happy with us. Similarly, by chanting Hare Krishna, you are worshipping Lord Ganesha. You are worshipping Lord Shiva. By chanting his mantra and asking for things, you are disturbing him. You are not serving him. You are asking for service from him. Give me this, give me this, give me this. So therefore, worshipping Lord Krishna, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, reading Bhagavatam, trying to purify your consciousness, the whole world will be happy with you, including the demigods, including Krishna, including great acharyas, including demigods, including everybody. Some big calamity was going on way back in 97. Some Muslim, they were, for them, they have a misunderstanding. By disturbing others, God will be happy with us. So they were doing something, and actually we were caught on the road. They were putting bomb, they were, throwing things on Hindus and things like that. We were on the road doing Sankirtan, just trying to distribute. Suddenly it came. Where to run, we don't know. We have a bike, but everywhere is blocked. That building is burning, this building is burning, we don't know where to go. And one mob was coming. Maybe, not mob, maybe some 7-8 people were running and coming, hitting everybody. Tilak and all that, hitting. Then we were with the books, we were standing on the side, we were afraid, this fellow will do something like that. one fellow, the leader fellow said, leave them, they are harmless, go fast, go back home. Go back home. They were trying to beat us, means like showing hand like this, go back home, run. We were not, pelted with stone, nothing. They didn't do anything to us. They could have killed us also. They didn't do anything. Paramatma saved us actually. They don't know anything. But Paramatma saved us. Saying, okay, these people are harmless. People know they are harmless. They won't get... Even demons are happy with devotees. Unless some Hiranyakashipu kind of person comes. Or Chota level demons. One person was there working in one office. We were distributing books. There was one person there. That person is too much against all religions and all that. Theistic kind of a person. Yeah, so when we go there, he is feeling very uncomfortable. He gets up. He respects. So that he will go immediately off. And then, his friend went and asked, friend who bought the book from us, he went and asked him, why are you if you don't think, God is not there and, or this religion is not correct or whatever it is, why are you respecting, why are you getting up? And he said, I got up so that they will not sit in front of me, they will go away. I did not respect and all that. Then later on he said, something, if they put some mantra, what will happen? I have my life to live. If they put some mantra, do some curse, then I have to suffer. Better let them go. Respect them, let's go. So they have, respect. They have respect. And you go for, practically I have seen this. Some people respect you to avoid you. Some people respect you to associate with you. So, Lord Shiva is best worshipped by... Prabhupada is mentioning generally for the principles he studied. So, by this we know why people are worshipping Lord Shiva. Not that we have to go and worship Lord Shiva. Why people are attracted to worshipping Lord Shiva? Because of they have too much of false ego. They are attracted. That's why Prabhupada didn't establish Sankarsana temple, Anuruddha temple, Pradyumna temple. He just established Radhakrishna temple everywhere. Jagannath Baladev. Okay, any other? Jagannath Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Prabhupada Premanande.